Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Savs and Four podcast. I'm not Dr. J, I'm not Dr. Seuss, but they do call me Dr. Esquire Dave, so that's what we're going to roll with today, as Dre will always call me. With me here today, we got a starting five here. My man C-Note out of Charlotte. What's good with you, man?
What's good with it?
Hey, we got Mr. 910, came out the Ville, Mr. Vietnam, BT. What's up, Bo?
What's good with y'all?
Oh, for sure. Man, we got Moneybag T, the biggest goddamn plug in Charlotte. What's up, man?
The meter.
Rising.
Rita's rising, bro.
Feel it, man. Yeah, keep that meter rising. Hell yeah. And then we got, last but not least, man, GM, man. What's happening? I know you making. I know you busy with that trade deadline. I know. Hey, you multitasking a lot over there, ain't you?
Man, I'm just answering phone calls, making trade requests, but I ain't selling out. We not on Fifth Avenue, Fourth Avenue, C Avenue, B Avenue. We not in the streets. All my trades are above board. I'm not hoeing out none of this shit. Unlike some franchises, but we can get to that another day.
So what you're saying is you're not on no Bay Area back page shit. That's
Nah, 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 nah. We ain't on none of that.
bet that, man.
Like Dunleavy ought to be ashamed of himself.
That's good to hear, man. But hey, as y'all all know, as everybody knows, man, uh, the association's been going crazy lately. This past weekend, we had a couple of blockbuster trades. One that kind of just came like a thief of the night, and we're gonna start off with that one. So, the Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Lakers made a deal late Saturday night. I mean, for me, I had a flight to California the next day. I woke up in the middle of the night and thought, like, I checked ESPN just to check the score of like the games that night, and I saw that and I thought I was dreaming. So this is crazy. Luka Doncic, 25 years old, got traded to the Lakers. Him along with Maxi Kleber, Marquise Moore in the three-team trade, really. So the Lakers received Luka, Maxi, Marquise. Dallas got Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. And Utah was in the deal as well. Got Jalen Hood Shafino and two second-round picks for this year as well. So fellas, yeah, this, like I said, this came out of nowhere. No one knew about it. None of the players in the trade knew about it. Nobody else in the NBA knew about it. Not even Shams or any of these insiders knew about it. So before I give like my take on it, I'm gonna start off with UT. What are your thoughts on the deal, man?
Probably the craziest trade I can think of in my lifetime. Like nobody knew this was coming. Nobody knew this was coming. So I just watched the Benavidez Morrell fight. Good card, good main event. I'm on a high off of the fight, right? And literally, as soon as the fight broadcast is over, I look at Twitter and I'm seeing Shams tweeting Luka Doncic traded the Lakers for Anthony Davis. And I'm like, who hacked this man account, bro? And Shams tweeted out, everybody's like, Shams has been hacked. Shams has been hacked. NBA Twitter's like, Shams, you've been hacked. What's going on? Then when he tweeted, this is true, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, like what? Like, what's really going on? And then you hear afterwards, the aftermath, you hear the smear campaign against Luka is crazy, bro. They really felt Luka. This is how they really felt about Luka the last couple of years. I know Luka, he whines a lot to the refs, and sometimes he doesn't get back on defense because he's whining to the refs and stuff and get teed up and stuff. But he must have really wore their front office thin. And for a lot of people who do it, Cuban's not the owner of the Mavericks. Well, he's not the majority owner of the Mavericks anymore. They're under new
He owns like
ownership.
29% now. It's something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So this is new ownership. Luka's not their guy, and his poor habits, his conditioning. They didn't want to pay him the supermax, and Nico Harrison. People have been bringing up his track record, like he fumbled Steph at Nike and all types of stuff. This is crazy, but the actual trade, I mean, if you're the Lakers fan, for the long term, you have to be happy because you already have your LeBron replacement at 25 years old, who has potential to be the best player in the NBA in the next couple years. Already a top 5 player in some people's eyes. Guy that just took Dallas to the finals. Has been to the Western Conference Finals and is second all time in playoff scoring per game behind Michael Jordan. And I think currently right now, if you take his career points per game average, he's like top 5, I think, somewhere up there. He's up there.
Top 3.
The ball at the basket, yeah. So he's definitely up there when it comes to scoring the basketball. He hasn't really hit his prime years. Conditioning is going to be a big thing, but we'll see if Luka goes under LeBron wing. I don't know if Luka's going under anybody's wing because he's that type of guy. But the Lakers are still at long term for the next 10, 15 years. And don't get it twisted. With a new TV deal coming up, the conspiracy theories are already out there, and I'm hip to your game, Adam Silver. I know what's going on, bro. NBC in the fold. You bring in Amazon in the fold next year. The TV deal is triple what you're currently getting. You needed a superstar in LA, the LA market, to carry the league for the next 10 years under the new TV deal. And Luka has international appeal in Los Angeles. That's going to be crazy marketing. You already got Boston up there. The Celtics are set up nicely as well. So the Knicks are set up nicely. So Adam Silver now has star player and mass appeal in his top 3 largest markets in the NBA, on top of good young teams out west with San Antonio getting De'Aaron Fox and Wemby. They're set up for the future. Houston set up for the future. The emergence of Amen Thompson. Amen Thompson's going to be a problem, but that's another. We'll get that another day. Oklahoma City set up for the future. Oh yeah, Memphis. Quietly as kept. Memphis is just rolling along. They got Gigi Jackson back. Ja Morant came back yesterday. The West is going to be a bloodbath for a long time with those 4 teams. Now you bring Luka to the Lakers. The West is going to be a bloodbath. For Dallas, in the short term, I can see Dallas making a deep playoff run because we've got Anthony Davis, and Gafford and Lively. And when the game slows down in the postseason, this is a team that's built for the postseason because they're going to be absolutely hell on the defensive end. You're not getting to the paint. It's Anthony Davis and Lively and Gafford. And you still have PJ Washington. And Clay, not quite the Clay used to be, but he's still a decent. And they're trying to make moves. They're making moves at the deadline as well. They're trying to set up, not only make a move at a trade deadline this year, but in free agency trade deadline in the offseason. So Dallas, in the short term, they have a short window, but they're going to be an interesting team because they already match up well with Oklahoma City before. Now you bring in Anthony Davis, and really all Oklahoma City has is Hartenstein and soon to be Chet at their big position. That's going to be very interesting to see that matchup if it happens. It's a shocking trade. There's going to be a lot of fallout from the trade. You got a lot of execs crying about the terms because, I feel like Dallas could have got more than 1 first-round pick. They could have took the Lakers both of their first-round picks and then probably Austin Reeves if they really want, but they didn't really push the issue. So this is an indictment of Luka Doncic so far. Like Dallas basically said, you're not good enough for a supermax to be our guy in the future, and we'd rather have a guy 6 years older than you and try to win the short term. What about the future later? This is a huge indictment on Luka Doncic. It'll be interesting to see how he responds. Oh yeah, February 25th. I think Dallas comes to LA. Luka scored 73 before. He might try to get 80. He might go after Beans 81 that night. I'm not even joking, bro. He's gonna be on one that night.
But say he better be. He better like if this doesn't motivate you, I don't know what will, yo. Like they literally like eliminated him from the Supermax this year. He was supposed to sign it this summer, right?
Yep.
So now he has to wait, I don't know, until like next summer or like later on down the road. So
his next contract.
Yeah, his next contract. Yeah. So but BT, Luke is now paired up with LeBron for however long LeBron wants to play. So I'm interested in knowing what you feel about this dynamic now as far as like how they'll play together and the team that the Lakers still have to build around them.
Yeah, so Luka's been on record saying that, LeBron's his idol, and Bron's been on record saying that Luka's his favorite player. So I think they do want to play with each other. The dynamic is going to be who has the ball in their hands. It's been a well-known fact that Bron wants to try to take a little bit of a load off him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He tried to hand the reins to AD. He was working a little bit this year because AD was dropping 20s and 30s and 10 rebound games and stuff a lot. But Bron was still handling the ball. So with this trade, you know, we can just hand the ball to Luka, play off the ball a little bit. But like you said, they need another piece because they have no center depth at all, bro. Like you got rid of your best perimeter defender in Max Christie. You got rid of your best defender overall, Anthony Davis. So Lakers still gotta try to make a move to try to get a big man. They still got some wings. You still got Rui. You still got Dodo, which is Finney Smith, and they still got Cam Reddish. So they still got some wings out there to defend a little bit, but they definitely need a center. Because Luka's favorite play, we all know, is the alley to the center. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's one of his go-tos. He was killing it with Lively and Gafford, so that's his go-to play. But as far as LeBron and Luka dynamic, I think it could work. It's gonna be interesting to see. Both of them niggas don't play defense no more. Bron don't play defense at all. Luka never played defense. You know, Bron can give you spurts, you know what I'm saying, here and there to play on defense, but he don't play at a full 48 no more. So they definitely got to get some defenders out there with them. But I can't say how I think it's gonna go because I honestly don't know. But for my dog, bro, I hope it go well. You know what I'm saying? We have to see. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, man. I think they say looking for us to come back on Saturday or Sunday, so we'll find out then. But yeah, that trade was wild, bro. Because I was watching like Lakers versus the Knicks, and Bron dropped a triple double. I was already hype about that. You know, I was posting my stories and stuff. I'm about to go to sleep. My phone ding, ding, ding. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like that shit is crazy. And one more thing, and then I'll give it to Brad, of course. If this don't motivate Luka, I don't know what will, bro. They basically we don't want you no more, bro. We just said, we're gonna give you away. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna give you away. You 25 years old, top 5 player.
Yeah. They basically traded him because he's fat, or he's fat in NBA. On the NBA scale, he's fat. They traded him because he's fat. You didn't trade him because of stats. I know that ain't it. You didn't.
Nah.
The last 5 years, he's been all NBA. Like I know you didn't trade him because of that.
Bro, this man is a top 5 player at 25 years old, and if he don't pick up nothing from LeBron, you got to pick up the work ethic, bro, and how to take care of your body, how to work out. You got to learn that from Bron, bro. Like, you have to. Because if Luka get in the shape, I'm scared to see what the league gonna be like. Because if he first team all NBA out of shape, it's gonna be crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Once he get in shape.
GM, what you think about this?
To me, it was wild. I had been out for the day, and I was actually messaging Terence, getting highlights from another game, and just getting some thoughts about that. And he messaged me. He was like, Doncic to Lakers, AD to Mavs, and I'm like, really? I was like, you joking, right? He was like, nah. And then I jumped to Twitter, and Twitter's ablaze. You got Mavs fans crashing out. You got Lakers fans confused. Regular NBA peers are just like, what was the premise? We didn't see this coming. And Sham hacked. He's posting, no, this is real. It just set everything on fire. And I actually tweeted, I was like, NBA Twitter's on fire right now. Like, this is more shocking than everybody remembers when Durant got traded to Golden State and they thought that broke Twitter. This did it worse because this came like y'all was saying, out of nowhere. No insider had any inside track on this was happening. This was being discussed. You know, anything from a basketball standpoint. Short term is very good for Dallas. They now have a really strong front court. Gafford, Lively, AD. You can rotate them in and out. They can go big. And they all are athletic bigs that can still guard on the perimeter to a certain degree. AD is only 32, although he's a little bit aged and has had injuries. If he can stay healthy and on the court, it looks good. And then, of course, you still got Kyrie and Clay. The Lakers, BT kind of summed up the best. Where's your front court help going to come from now? That's the biggest question mark that everybody's wondering is, what are they going to do next? You know, you got to now get some front court help. I don't know if they signed a vet, maybe to like a vet minimum, try to pick somebody up that maybe isn't in the league. You know, they're going to have to find somebody in the front court because you're going to run a very small team. And I don't think LeBron at the age 40 was going to want to play the 5. It's a trade that came out of nowhere. It's a trade that rocked everything in the West is now topsy-turvy to a certain degree because of another trade we're going to talk about as well within the West here shortly. Things are now kind of flipped on its head for the future as well as the present. So if the Lakers are looking to go long term, of course now they got their star and Silver's smart. He put an international superstar in LA, one of his biggest markets. He's not fooling nobody. That's why GMs are pissed off. You did that for them for the bare minimum. I think only one first round pick was traded between the three teams. Very, very little was given up. And I would be upset. Obviously, other GMs are probably upset at that. And we'll see what happens with Dallas going forward in the playoffs. This year, they just made the NBA Finals not that long ago. Could this maybe give them a resurgence and have them come back and go on another playoff run? We will see. And I'll wrap it up by saying, yeah, as far as the Lakers are concerned, as far as the present, how's LeBron? LeBron and Doncic have both had mutual respect. They kind of mentioned that before. And so I think, hopefully, if nothing else that comes out of this, when we talk about this trade a year from now, it will be whether or not that Doncic, one, get in shape and did he take anything from LeBron. LeBron spends an absurd amount of money on his body. And as far as like his health, what he does to it in the offseason, his training routines, everything, he is a routine person. If Luka can pick that up, it is going to be scary time for the league going forward. If he doesn't, is he going to be labeled one of those superstars that never lived up to their full potential? And that is going to be literally what is remain to be seen when all the dust is all settled.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. And Corey, any final thoughts on the trade?
Man, it was just crazy. What I was hearing in the streets is that Dallas was really pushing to actually get Austin Reeves, but Rob Pelinka came back and was like, he was voicing his concerns about Luka's weight and his health. So in a sense, I'm not going to say he kind of finessed Nico, but it was one of those things where it was like, we're not going to give up a lot. You came to us and you wanted to offer him, so you got to go with our terms. It was one of those things. To be determined how this stuff is going to work out, because I'm just looking at it still baffled, and this is many days later. Like, how is it going to work? It's a lot of unanswered questions. And is it any more moves left to be made by either of these teams? Because we do know that obviously Lakers, they need to get a big, and whatever else that Dallas wants to do. Dallas, if you ask me, I feel like they're fine. They probably could make a nice deep playoff run, but there's no telling if they're going to be able to get by I think that this move makes them more competitive to get by OKC, but it's still to be determined.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I mean, there probably still going to be more moves. I mean, obviously, we know about one star that's been put on doubtful, at least like for tonight as we're recording. So, I mean, but we might have to talk about more stuff on the next episode. So, but before we move on to the next trade, yeah, I guess like my final thought on it is that I feel like, I think the reason why this was done in silence is because I know that Nico Harrison would have got a lot of pushback in his own organization, as well as like from the other GMs that, like Brad said, are pissed off about it, because the trade probably wouldn't have happened if the word got out on it, and then you would have had a disgruntled superstar on your team knowing that, oh, like, you guys are going to trade me. So, and I think, like T was saying, the Lakers are set up for the long term. I think they won this trade in the long term, and the Dallas won this in the short term because they can compete for a championship, or at least they have like more of the pieces to compete for a championship. Maybe not this year, I guess, like in the next like 2 years, but that window for Dallas is pretty small, just given like Kyrie is almost in his mid-30s and Anthony Davis is 32. So we're going to see what happens there and if they make any moves. So now to another trade that happened the day after. On Sunday, another 3-team trade between the Spurs, the Kings, and the Bulls. So Sacramento Kings got rid of De'Aaron Fox, traded him to San Antonio. San Antonio got Fox and Jordan McLaughlin. What the Kings got back, they got back from Chicago Zach Lavine, Frenchman Sidi Sissoko, and a shitload of picks, man. I'm looking at this shit like, God, I know it's this many picks. Like 3 first round. I knew about the 3 first round picks and 3 second round picks. The Bulls got Zach Collins, Jones from the Spurs, as well as Kevin Huerter from the Kings, and first round pick for this year. So Corey, I'm gonna start with you because I know how you feel about the Bulls. What are your what are your thoughts on this trade, man?
Free Kobe White.
Yeah.
Please get him the fuck out of there. No, just on some real stuff. Like, we knew that De'Aaron Fox was gonna get moved. We just didn't know where he was gonna go and how soon he was gonna go. That trade came out of left field as well. And the Spurs, if you ask me, they completely won that trade. They didn't really give up nothing out of it. You only gained by getting a main superstar. We thought that Chris Paul was going to be included in the deal, and he wasn't. We thought that what's your man name? Castle was going to get included, but he wasn't. So like they really didn't give up nothing for this. Like that was a real good move for them, and it's just going to bounce them back. Once again, Adam Silver know what the fuck he's doing because you have your biggest international star in the game right now. Well, your young international star in Victor Wembanyama, and you pair him with aging Chris Paul, and then you choose to pair him with a perennial all-star in De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, we know what you're doing. You're trying to get those ratings up for Spurs games.
Yeah, and De'Aaron Fox is like 26, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
yeah, he's young. Mid 20s.
Yeah, I mean, they're set up more for the future now too. So, but yeah, anyone else like Brad T, BT, what do you guys think about this other three team deal?
That first the OKC San Antonio playoff series is going to hit like crap, and then Memphis for San Antonio going to be held too. Because you got Jaren Jackson. They actually blew the Spurs out yesterday, Memphis. So like I said, San Antonio is going to be a problem. But the West is going to be, you got so many good young teams out in the West right now. It's crazy between like Memphis, Houston, San Antonio, OKC. The West is set up for the next 5 to 7 years. There's going to be some wars out there. They're going to be, a lot of championship contenders going to be bouncing round one out West.
Yeah.
The West is going to be deep, man. But De'Aaron Fox and Wemby, I mean, it's a perfect fit. I mean, the pick and rolls will be insane, pick and pop. De'Aaron Fox, speed, get to the basketball set, Wemby nice. And then you got guys like Castle, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Cisco, Jeremy Sochan,
Harrison Ingram.
Spurs gonna be a problem. I think after this, they could make some more moves, but I think they just need to try to see what they have, develop, and see how far this team can go. Maybe not this year, but definitely next year. They have to make the playoffs. They're a fringe play-in tournament team now, but we'll see what happens with them next year. Really evaluate this core group, and Wemby year 3 is going to be insane because he's already a top 5 player. It won't be long before he's the best player in the NBA. So yeah, Spurs are set up nice. My boy Ant happy.
Yeah, for
My
sure.
dog happy about this trade.
You know he is.
And then one note about the picks. So Sacramento is getting a first round pick from Charlotte this year, but it's basically lottery protected. So we all know that pick's going to be converted to a second round pick because we are in full tank mode here.
Bring in the tanks.
Yeah.
This is 3 times, bro.
Nah, that's facts, bro.
Hey, we got
You know what
in
I'm saying?
Charlotte. Here in Charlotte, we got more tanks than ice trucks.
Oh my.
So they got 8 wins as of now, and then 3 of them are against.
That is wild.
See, he'll be so pissed at y'all, bro. He'll be so pissed at y'all.
Facts, bro.
I say Dre would be pissed.
You merely adopted the darkness. You merely adopted the darkness.
You merely adopted the tank.
Y'all trying to capture the flag.
Purple flag is going number 1. It's like at this point, it's a lot, bro. There's nothing anybody else can do, bro. He's going number 1. That man has gotten better throughout the year. He just turned 18 a few weeks ago. That man can pass. He can put the ball on the floor. He can shoot. He can block shots. He's a good defender. He can guard probably 4 positions. Like, when I read his draft profile, they said Andre Karolinko plus, like a souped up version of Andre Karolinko. And then the Scottie Pippen comp, at first I was like, yeah, but actually I can see it because he just, like, think about Cooper Flag. He doesn't really have a weakness. I don't know if he does anything, like, generationally well. Like, he has, like, one skill set he does, like, on a generational level, but he does everything well. Doesn't really have a whole. I mean, he could get stronger. But I mean, it's any college player when he goes from the NBA. Yeah, his handle could tighten up, but it's not awful either. I think he's kind of separated himself from Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper since we're talking hoops. And quite honestly, and I'm not being biased, but I think Charlotte would be a perfect fit for Cooper Flag because he would be a third option when you got LaMelo, when you got Brandon Miller, And then you also got, as of right now, you got Miles Bridges, and then we still got Trey Mann who can score, and Nick Smith Jr. has been coming on strong. He can score. So Flacco just got to fit in where he gets in, lob, run the floor, cut to the basket, defend. He'd be a perfect fit. Since we're talking hoops, we got a little bit of time before we move on to our boxing segment. Let me say this. Hubert Davis, you just now want
Oh
to
my,
hire a GM, my guy. You just want to now hire a GM. You're late to the curve, bro. But you know what, Brad? We talked about this in BT. You know this. This is Carolina arrogance at its finest. Sometimes Carolina boosters and people within the program, and yes, some of the fans are arrogant, entitled, and delusional. And I will say it because I am a Carolina
Lulu.
fan. I have family that went to the school. I've been behind the scenes. I've done media. I've been in the press room there plenty of times. What's going on with UNC basketball, since we're talking hoops real quick, is delusion and arrogance at its finest. You thought that guys were going to come because of the Carolina way and the name on the front of the jersey. It is 2025. People don't give a fuck about the name on the jersey. How much money can you give these dudes? What's in it for them? And this is why I said Carolina is trying to leave the ACC. I said it a couple years ago, and people were like, "Well, Florida State Clemson." I was like, "UNC, trust me, they're letting UNC this is like the puppet master behind the scenes, letting Florida State and Clemson take the fall while they really plotting their way out of the ACC. UNC will not be in the ACC much longer. If they can find a way out, if Florida State and Clemson can find a way out, which I don't know if they will, based on what I've seen some of the legal proceedings, but UNC will definitely find a way out because all that football money is trickling down. You have the SEC with projected 13 teams to get in the tournament. 13. They absolutely destroyed the ACC in that ACC SEC challenge. It was like 14-2.
14-2.
yeah.
Everything he's saying is true. Me and him have talked
You
about it.
waited. You are 2 or 3 years too late. See, I give Duke credit. The reason why Duke hasn't fallen off in basketball because they hired a GM years ago. When they did the whole NIL
Yep.
thing, they immediately hired a GM, somebody to handle NIL, somebody to handle roster construction, all of that. Meanwhile, UNC's like, oh, the Carolina way, the Carolina way. And look where it got us. We're going to go to the NIT twice in 3 years. That is not the Carolina way. Either you adapt or get left behind. Look at UCLA, they're struggling. Look at some of the other Indiana Chichibula, they're struggling. If you don't adapt to get your NIL on board, it don't matter where you are. Carolina, if they continue on this path, which they're trying to take the steps not to, they'll go from a tier 1-2 blood to a tier 2 if they don't step their shit up. Yes, I said it. They will drop off a tier if they don't get their shit together. ET, you can chime in, or Brad, you want to chime in real quick?
Hey man, you said it all, bro. Nah, you said it all, bro. I don't got nothing to say, bro. Like this UNC, bro. Like they are. My dude Joe Barry said it best, bro. It's like a roller coaster ride, son. You know what I'm saying? First year went to the Natty. Second year fell off. Third year you win the ACC Coach of the Year and da 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 da. Da. This year you trash. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, it's just fucking UNC, bro. Like this, you got to be consistently at least a tournament contender, bro. I'm not saying you got to be another contender every year, but you got to at least go to the tournament every year, son. I've been a UNC fan since about 95-ish, 94. I think I was like 6, 7 when I became a UNC fan. And I'm not used to seeing UNC missing a tournament twice in 3 years, bro. Like that shit never happens.
It's hard.
Like,
Exactly.
this is this is like you gotta adapt, bro. The UNC women's program hired a GM 2 years ago. So it's like, bro, what you on? Like you gotta adapt to it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not trying to cut you off, bro. I just saw a tweet you replied to. Are they trying to hire Buzz Peterson as GM? This is what I'm talking about, bro. Hire somebody from outside the program, bro. I'm sick of this, bro. This Carolina family nepotism, bro. It doesn't work anymore, bro. Seriously, man.
Hey, can I say quick,
shit, bro?
Can I
This is
say something real
retarded.
quick? Hey, y'all, I feel like y'all gonna get offended when I say this, but it's a bar that I must like put out there. The way that y'all describing how UNC basketball is ran is kind of the same way Dabo runs Clemson football. He's not doing it the way that everyone else is doing it. He's not following.
I mean, you're not telling the lie, my guy.
That's what it sounds like.
But I was about to say that's
So
the difference. Is Dabo has been at least consistently in the national title picture in football every year. But like BT said, we've been on this roller coaster for
CSP.
4 years. You got a coach that cares more about his white than he is about getting white guys that can play ball. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it.
That's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times, bro. Don't say that shit, bro.
I mean, I don't get it. Like Terence said it best. This whole the Carolina way, and the logo, and the colors, and the great these kids don't care about that no more. They care about how much money you can put in their pocket. Are you talking 3 M's or 5? Are you talking a Hellcat or your demon chat? Like, what are you talking? Are you talking an apartment in uptown or downtown? Like, they don't give a fuck if Jordan played there, if Worthy played there, if Stackhouse played there. They trying to put their name in the NBA and get as much money as they can in the process. This Carolina way, this nepotism, this trying to be all in the family BS, it's not working. And we need to seriously look at moving on from Davis, going to get somebody that's outside the Carolina family that could come in, inject some energy, younger guy that really understands these players, these 5-star recruits we keep missing out on. That, and BT and Terence remember, anytime you saw a 5-star recruit, Carolina was in their top 3, top 4, top 5 before they announced where they were going. We'd be lucky to be mentioned in their top 5 sometimes. I ain't never known that to be. And if we are mentioned in the top 5, a lot of people would say, well, he ain't going to Carolina. He going somewhere else because of NIL money. It's been to the point where it's pathetic. I'm tired of being on the roller coaster ride. And this isn't Carolina basketball that I grew up knowing and loving all these years. This ain't it.
I mean, like schools like BYU got lottery picks now. I mean, like
Exactly.
they got the one international dude right now, and then they got AJ coming. So kids don't like you're saying, like kids don't care about legacy or who went there or how many championships they won or how big the program is or the history of the program. They care about the bag, their minutes, and
Yeah.
what do you have in place that's going to take me to the next level, which is the NBA.
And like James made a good point. Look at UCLA. If you would talk about any blue blood, they got the most national titles. John Wooden, all the stars that have played there. Look how they have fallen off. Barely relevant in a lot of basketball spaces because they haven't adapted. Exactly. They are so far removed from what's going on and how the game and recruiting has changed that I feel like they have slipped down to tier 2, in my opinion. They are far gone from the days of having Kevin Love and Westbrook and all those guys that were making Final Fours. UCLA is so far removed, and if Carolina don't watch it, like Terence said, we're gonna be in that same boat. It's gonna be a lot of years when we remember Sean May, Raymond Felton, and all those guys, and then the other guys that won titles, Henson and all of them, and Hansbrough. It's gonna be so far removed if we don't get on the path now. If we don't chart a path forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like UCLA, at least for them, like you mentioned that 2008 team, or the last time, at least like that one time they were in Final Four in 2008. I know they had gone to the national championship other times, at least in the 21st century before that. But they went to the Final
Four in 2021. They were like a 10 seed or something. They were like a low seed. They got hot.
Yeah.
When they had expectations, Carolina actually beat them in the Sweet 16.
Right, but that's the farthest. That's the sole, like the lone Final Four appearance since the last time in 2008. Like they definitely fall. I mean, like UCLA and Indiana are like those like schools that like back in the 80s, like and earlier on, they were winning championships. They had championship contending teams, but since then, like I guess like since we got to the 21st century, it hasn't been the same thing.
Nope, it has not.
Yeah, man. Bobby, I got off on a tangent, so I'm gonna reel it back in.
Yeah, I'm about to say, how the fuck we get on UNC from Fox, bro?
Nah, bro.
No, I was like, wait a minute, bro. We talk about Fox and the Spurs, and now we talk about UNC trash ass.
I thought you replied to a tweet or quote a tweet. about Bud
Yeah.
Simpson, bro. That shit pissed me off.
Get upset all over again.
And speaking of mad as fuck, bro, I'm mad as fuck, bro, that we didn't get more rounds in that fight Saturday night between Morrell and Benavidez because them niggas was throwing some haymakers.
Yeah, they were throwing
Between that and Isak Cruz, and then Stephen Fulton put on a nice little masterclass of just pure technical boxing. We had a hell of a card this past Saturday. Canelo out September, and that's cool. But you should be calling David Benavidez right now and line that fight up for Cinco de Mayo weekend. But we know what's going on. We know you don't want to smoke with David Benavidez, bro. It's all good, man. I understand it, bro. After watching Benavidez eat those Morrell punches and then kept coming, bro, I wouldn't want to fight David Benavidez either.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's all good because
Hate to see it.
Benavidez is now becoming an A-list fighter. He can call his shots. So he's about to fight Bavar or better be it whoever wins in about 2 weeks. So he'll be fine at 175. Yeah, like Morrell, he's only had like 12 professional fights. He still has a lot of time to grow. He'll get better from it. He handled the pressure about as well as one could expect. I'm gonna be interested to see what he does in his future because there's a couple of fights. He can go back down to 168 or stay at 175. Very interesting to see what happens. And Benavidez, he has his fair share of big fights, but the biggest fight in a generation just got announced this week in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. The first time in Vegas they're actually going to fight at the football stadium, and every seat in the house will be filled. And I'll be honest with you, it's going to be a Canelo home game. Okay, if you saw the Isak Cruz fight on Saturday, it was nothing but Mexicans in there, man.
Yeah, that shit was deep.
It was nothing but Mexicans up in there, bro.
Yeah.
So Bud Crawford's going to the Lions Den in September as a smaller fighter on the road. Because even when, and Brad will tell you, when we went to the Spence fight, it was more Spence fans than Crawford fans in there.
I can definitely attest to that.
If anybody can pull this off, moving up so many weight classes, take on arguably one of the best fighters of the generation post Floyd Mayweather, it's going to be Bud Crawford. This is really about who's going to be known as that guy post Mayweather, in my opinion. We're going to do a deep dive. We have a whole lot of time to do a deep dive, but I'm going to keep it simple. It's going to come down to Canelo pressing up on Crawford and Crawford's counterpunching. That's where the fight's going to be made. We can do all the technical analysis and all that shit, but it's really simple. Bud's counterpunching versus Canelo's pressure. That's really what it comes down to. BT, you can chime in, Brad, whoever want to chime in on it.
Nah, I definitely agree with you, man. People think that this is gonna be a cakewalk for Canelo because he 168 fighter and he moved up to 175 for one fight. But I'm like, bro, do y'all watch Bud fight? Like for real, y'all watch Bud fight? This is not gonna be a cakewalk.
You watch the way he trains. That man be lifting weights like heavy weights.
Exactly. The man walking around probably at like 180, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like him going to 168 ain't gonna be as bad as people think it's gonna be. Yes, he naturally fights at like he started at 130, I believe, or 135 and moved up. Bro, like Bud is a fucking boxer, dog. And like T said, them counter punches, this expensive about them counter punches. You know what I'm saying? The first knockdown, counter punch. I think it's gonna be a really good fight. It's gonna be one of the fights of the centuries as they say. And like T said, we're gonna talk about it. So I ain't gonna give a prediction yet, but like I really think it's gonna be a good fight. And I think Bud has a really good shot at beating Canelo. But it's gonna be a good fight though.
Just to bounce off what BT said, we got plenty of months and weeks and days to do the analysis. So yeah, this is gonna be an awesome fight. Simple breakdown. I agree 100% with T. I add the caveat. Canelo usually doesn't fight a lot. He kind of does on the inside sometimes. If he could figure out a way maybe to get inside on Crawford, then that'll maybe change the complexion of the fight a little bit. But Canelo's been known to fight more on the outside, and that's fighting right into what Crawford does the best. Ask Spence about that. Spence tried to fight on the outside, and I was there in the arena. Those jabs were some of the loudest shots I've ever heard.
Yeah, bro. T-Mobile.
I remember one of the jabs he thrown, I really paid attention. It echoed throughout the arena. Even people were like saying, ooh, as if like he threw an uppercut or a hook. That was just his jab. And I don't know. I would forewarn Canelo with this. If you think it's going to be a cakewalk, and there's ever a man on planet Earth that could do this, I think 4 divisions now and take belts and be undisputed at another division, it would be that man I saw live in Vegas. It would be Bud Crawford. He has that mentality that all he knows is boxing. All he cares about is boxing. He ain't partying. He ain't really clubbing like that. He's boxing. And he's a boxer, and that counterpunching is some of the best we've seen maybe since Floyd. I know there's been some others, but it's smooth. He transitions well. He can go southpaw to unorthodox and back before you can even know it. So
Mm-hmm.
we can get in we can go to all of the other details and all of the like that. Like BT says, I'm not going to give a prediction right now, but this is going to be a great fight. I think this is what the fans want. And I think this is going to be something that sells out Allegiant Stadium. I've been inside Allegiant Stadium. It's a beautiful stadium. It's big. There's going to be suites all over the place, filled with celebrities, all types of personality types. Fans can tell you, even in T-Mobile Arena that night, there were celebrities all over the place. People came out. I mean, it's different when you have a fight field in Vegas on a Saturday afternoon that weekend. So, look forward to watching it and seeing what comes out of it. But like I said, we'll do plenty of other analysis and technical breakdown as the weeks and months go along as we get closer.
Y'all got any thoughts on this fight in being a little over 2
Yeah.
weeks? Yeah, like that the fight and the undercard.
It was a very close fight the first time. You could make a strong argument that Bivol won the fight. He was a little more accurate with his punches, but Beterbiev was more active, his activity, and he did land more power shots.
Yeah, but Bivol ate.
He did. He did though. See, the thing about boxing is really about what the judges prefer. There's no set criteria with the scoring.
Facts.
Some judges favor activity, other judges value accuracy, other judges value shots landed, and then some just honestly are corrupt.
I feel like some of them value crowd reaction. Like if a crowd reacts to a certain fighter, it sways the judges that way. Because some of these rounds, when you get down to the numbers and you get to the end, you're like, how in the world is they scored that round or that fighter that scored? The crowd has a lot to do as well. Like Terence said, you have corrupt bias. You have people that love power versus tacticians. You have tacticians versus power punchers, counter punchers. It's a weird sport because it comes down sometimes to people's preference and not really what it happens in the ring. Go ahead, BC.
No, I hate the crowd reaction judges, bro, because
I hate them too.
They don't got the benefit of replay, but like it's like that Mayweather fight. Niggas is throwing punches, but they missing. But the crowd is like, ooh, ah.
He rolling off the shoulder. It really ain't hitting him. They rolling off the shoulder. They rolling off his back. He not getting hit.
Or he's touching up with his glove. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, I hate the crowd reaction.
Brad Day, you can test this. Remember our senior year, we ordered that Mayweather Miguel Cotto fight. We screened it at my place before we went out to it was like a white party. So we went out somewhere. We had a fight party. And then we went out some lounge, right? Remember that back in the day?
Yep.
And remember it was my homegirl Nicole and some of her people, and they were like, "Yeah, Ford is getting hit." I'm like, "No, he's not."
I remember Terence immediately saying, "Y'all, he's not getting hit." And I'm shaking my head. I was like, "He's really not getting." I was like, "Y'all, he's not getting hit." I looked at Terence. Me and Terence both looked at each other like, Floyd is not getting touched. He's rolling off of those punches. Like if you know anything about boxing, he's rolling off of them. He's shoulder shrugging them, or they hitting his glove. They're not hitting him flush. The Pacquiao fight was the same thing. The crowd going crazy, but I'm like, he ain't doing nothing. He baiting Pacquiao anyway.
A lot of the fans that show these events are casuals.
Exactly.
But real quick, because this came across my feed about Canelo and Crawford. Canelo's the bigger fighter, but guess what? They're the same height, and Crawford actually has a reach advantage on Canelo. Keep that in mind.
What?
We're talking about fighting on the outside.
Yep.
Reach advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna save my analysis for later, but I got some thoughts on. Being that you put that out there, T, I got some thoughts on it. I got to confer with my boxing analyst partners in BT and T, but I got my thoughts on it. I'm gonna save it for another pod.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's gonna be interesting, bro. Like I said, man, all these Canelo fans think this shit gonna be a cakewalk. I'm like, bro, y'all niggas is wilding. Do
And I
y'all
will
watch?
admit,
Y'all watch?
T got a point. It's about to be a Canelo home game.
It is. No,
But if I ever seen it, it really when you looked at it and like T said, we can attest to this. When we was in Vegas, we ran into really more Spence fans with Spence t-shirts on than Bud Crawford fans. And he walked right in that doggone arena and shut all of them up in the first and second round. So if there's anybody that can do it and shut down an entire stadium, it'll be Bud.
See, that's the thing.
It could be Bud.
That's the thing about Bud, bro. Like a lot of casual boxing fans don't know about Bud because he's not like in the spotlight. He's not outside. The nigga got like 8 kids. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga at home with his kids or whatever. All he do is box, bruh. Yeah, the casual fans don't know about Bud, but y'all gonna find out soon. If y'all don't already know about now.
I say if you don't know about Bud now, I don't know if you'll ever know about
Yeah,
Bud.
because
I was about to say, if you don't know about Bud now, you still underneath a rock if you don't know about Bud Crawford now. I'm sorry. There's a reason why, and I hate to say there's a reason why Spence ain't fighting no more.
And Spence.
Exactly. Spence won't, and people got to remember, Spence won't trash. It wasn't like he beat somebody that was just. Spence was considered above Bud.
Nah, yeah, Spence.
Exactly. So Canelo fans can think what they want to think, but they might be in a rude awakening come September. That's all I got.
Yes, sir. But Dave, I'm gonna let you wrap this up, bro. Dude, go ahead and do your thing, bro.
Nah, man, good insight, fellas. Good stuff on the boxing, man. But yeah, we appreciate everybody for watching and listening. You know, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button. Any shout outs? Anyone? Any shout outs y'all got?
Man, shout out to everybody who, subscribe to the pod already and, be on the lookout for us every week, man. We appreciate y'all for real, bro. Like all y'all who follow us, appreciate y'all, no doubt.
Yeah, shout out to the loyal listeners that have been rocking with us since day one. I mean, we on episode we in the 60s now. You know, we got our stride going. We trying to continue to improve for y'all guys. So just keep rocking with us. We can try to put out this real raw content for y'all. You know, we ain't got no bias. We agendas. This ain't ESCSPN in this bitch. So
I got a new one. I got a new one. Miles Garrett.
Lord,
Hey, look, I can get behind that. Once we get into NFL free agency, when that happens, really like in March, I think when it starts. Yeah, when we get into yeah. So we got things on the right. Obviously, we got the Super Bowl coming up. By the time this episode comes out, it'll still be the trade deadline. So there may be more things that we're gonna have to talk about later. Yeah, obviously, like I said, the Super Bowl, and we got All-Star break around the corner. We got some other fights coming up, like Better Be Even Bivol Part 2. Shakur's also fighting that day.
That's a call.
And then March Madness is 5-6 weeks away.
gambling purposes.
It don't matter to me. I ain't watching that shit. Fuck that.
For gambling purposes only.
I need it for the parlay. I need it for the parlays.
I need parlays. That's all I need it for.
Parlays, man. I mean,
I say 25 parlays, 25 legs easily.
I about to say none of you college basketball players better not owe me no money. I know a couple of NFL players owe me some money. So
checks.
Hey man, you hate to see it, man. You hate to see it. But again, we appreciate everybody. We're everywhere. We're literally on every podcast streaming platform. So make sure you follow us, hit that like button, subscribe, share. We're anywhere, any platform, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, etc. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram. Those are our social media platforms. Again, I'm Dr. Esquire Dave. I got C Note, man, T Hatch, Moneybag T, the biggest goddamn plug in Charlotte. Mr. Now, man, I was thinking about this. I was listening to Mike Delete Later the other day, man. I was about to share some bars from that joint, but I forgot them. You already know what it is. You already know what it is, bro.
Yeah. I got one shout out too. My bad. Shout out our dog Dre too.
Yeah, shout out to Dre.
Shout out
down for Dre, man. We'll hopefully see him back soon on here. But we're holding it down for our brother. And also, man, the GM, man, Presley making moves.
That nigga brass, man.
My boy sent me the contract. That's all I needed.
My nigga.
He sent me the contract.
Hey, I do what I do best.
Hey, Brad, I just asked if you want to trade me, just let me know, bro.
Hey, yo, let me know ahead of time. Hey, yo, just give me the heads up.
Just give us a heads up, dog. Hey, do like Minnesota did. Just come to my crib and let me know, bro.
Hey, I do that with my free agents. I go and trap them
Oh, okay, okay.
like how the Clippers did.
Going off the rail.
Damn, y'all gonna stop me while I'm about to start cooking.
Nah, dog.
Hey, look, man. We are the Savs holding it down. This is Savs and 4. We are out of here.